Hi folks, G3 here and welcome to another installment of my journey to go green. It was recently announced that the Tesla Supercharger network was being opened up to other vehicles in the UK. It's originally at a number of test sites, I think it's 15 in key locations. My expectation is that these locations are busy ones that have capacity for additional cars. I'm currently at the Maidstone Supercharger. Now this only has 6 bays. It's a very busy location. So Tesla presets the level that you can charge to at 80%. You can override this, but it tries to set it so that you don't basically hog a charger in a location that's going to be really busy. Ordinarily, this isn't necessarily going to be the case in other locations. You are able to charge higher than that if you need to, but obviously it's usually just the case where you want to go up to 80% and continue your journey. From what I've seen, there is a premium that is going on the rate that people are having to pay at these particular supercharger locations, in the same way that others need to pay a premium when they're using like the Ionity chargers. And the way that people are paying for this is through the app, the Tesla app, and making payments through that. From a Tesla driver's perspective, because I drive a Tesla Model S, I have mixed feelings. I think it's a great idea that the network's being opened up to more vehicles and that it's enabling others to get a charge when they need to. It concerns me a little bit in that prime locations such as this that are very busy are going to potentially be stacked and blocked by vehicles that are potentially having to use 2 bays because they don't have the charge connector in the same location. Because all Teslas, their charge flap is on the rear left-hand side, the passenger side. And obviously other cars have a variety of locations. They could be mid-bonnet, either side at the back. It could be central front like the MGs do. They need to position themselves in a different location to charge effectively from the superchargers, which means that sometimes you might need to be positioned in another bay to reach the cable. So busy areas like this Maidstone Supercharger could be problematic. Maybe that's one thing that Tesla will not open locations like this up that are challenging when it comes to the number of bays they have available and their frequency of use. There aren't many Tesla Superchargers in this area. The nearest one to me will be down at Folkestone at the Channel Tunnel, but that is only available for people that are utilising the crossing. You can't use it if you're not crossing. It's just not accessible. And the next nearest then will be Sevenoaks. Although there are others planned. I know that Faversham is due to come on next year, and I think there's maybe 1 or 2 others that hopefully will be planned in the area. So if they roll out additional locations, additional large locations, and perhaps also get some superchargers at the existing services down the M20, which currently there aren't any. It's just the GridServe locations and some Ionity as well. So perhaps if they expand that network, then it's not going to be such an issue. But at the moment, if I'm going to be using the superchargers, it's really just this Maidstone one that I've got in the locality. The benefit to me using those is that the mapping system here in the Tesla will send me via those superchargers on the journey. It knows how many are in use at any one time. So if a location is particularly busy, it will route me via another supercharger if that's possible to avoid waiting. So that integration is fantastic, and also it will start preconditioning the battery, so warming it up prior to me arriving at that location. Currently the Tesla mapping doesn't have other chargers in there. It's not sending me via other chargers, it's only using the superchargers. I guess if it was using other fast chargers in the mapping and also including those, then that would be fantastic. So that's something on Tesla to incorporate soon, is to go and also include other charging locations within its planning and the route guidance that it's giving, because the mapping is a really good feature of the Tesla cars. An issue that could potentially occur, because Tesla knows how many of the superchargers are in use at the moment and also has an idea on which cars are routing there at the moment and are likely to arrive, so it can arrange the usage so that they're not overloaded. Now, some of these locations don't have areas to wait. So the Maidstone Supercharger, there's no space really to wait. You'd be out parking out on the road, and as is the case at a lot of charging locations, there isn't a natural process for keeping a line of people waiting. Now, as there's more uptake of charging and obviously electric vehicles and the need for charging, there's going to be more cars that are potentially wanting to queue. Being Brits, we do love to queue in an orderly fashion, and that could be problematic. People not being aware that other cars are waiting because there isn't that natural queuing position. So perhaps that's something that might need to be built into some of these locations, is like a filtering area, so the cars can wait in that clearly in an order to then go in and utilize one of the stalls. And certainly that would be necessary on the locations like here at Maidstone. That's a concern, but generally I think it's great that other cars are going to be able to utilize them, because Mrs. G3 and I were recently on a short trip to Cornwall. It was a 900-mile round trip, and we had a few days down in sunny Cornwall. It's very nice. We exclusively used Superchargers en route and back. We were able to do that. There were plenty en route, and we only need to utilize those. So we weren't using other chargers and taking those spaces up that other people might want. So that was really good. And one thing that was noticeable throughout was that they weren't busy. We were traveling predominantly midweek, going down, and for most of our time there. We then travel back on a Sunday, so that was quite potentially a busy time. But the Superchargers we were using just weren't busy. There were loads of spaces, so it makes sense to utilize that for other vehicles that are in the area that can use that and take advantage of it. That seems a really good move to help everybody that is driving an EV. So from that perspective, yeah, why not open up? Why not let others do it? And obviously pay that little bit of a premium for utilizing that, because they are extremely fast chargers, they're extremely reliable, and so it just makes sense to have that. In the same way that I am happy to pay a premium on other networks that I use that are exclusive to other cars, such as Ionity. I appreciate that if I'm going to be using those, I should be paying a premium compared to other cars that have the subscription for it. That's just fair. So that makes sense to me, that there is that little bit extra on there, and that going forward people will be able to take out a subscription to use the Tesla network to achieve those rates. And all of this additional money coming in can be used then to expand their supercharger network and bring them to many more locations, and also to increase the capacity. Ideally, maybe doubling the capacity here at Maidstone at the very least, so that we don't have this lottery of locations not particularly being available when needed. Yeah, I think those are the key things that I'm thinking of with regards to the network. I think it's great. Overall, it's great, allowing more people to have access to it. But I have concerns about the high volume locations that Tesla already runs, that are often at capacity, and also the queuing at some of these locations, and needing to make sure that is fairly operated, because it won't be great for people that have been waiting for a while and then see that somebody else comes in and starts charging. That really wouldn't be a good move. Yeah, that's my view on it. That's my take. Great. But some things also need to be ironed out before it's opened up to the entire supercharger network. Well, there we go, folks. That's what I think about the Tesla Superchargers being opened up to all vehicles. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please click the like button down below, and please add your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Superchargers being open to all. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad move? I'd love to hear from you, so please leave your comments down below. If you haven't done so already, then please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you get notified when I load up a new video. Well, until next time, folks, bye.